So the question on everybody's lips when they're first getting into juicing is a very simple one. It is, what juicer, what blender is best? Not easy question to answer, but I'll tell you now, nothing will put a nail in your juicing coffin faster than if you get the wrong equipment. Gone are the days where you have to cut everything up into small pieces and make one juice and then have to clean it out, and it's a bit of a pain. And the invention of a wide funnel where you can put a whole apple in changed the juicing game. 21st century juicing was born and more people got into it. And now there's plenty of choice, and now aesthetics are coming into play, where you've got something like a Union Jack version or a pink version. In fact, people are understanding it is so important to keep your juicer on the work surface. That's when you'll use it. Do not buy a juicer and then stick it in a cupboard. It'll never see daylight again. The best juicer in the world is simple. It's the one that you personally will use, and it's different for everyone. One question that I have been asked more than any other over the last 15 years now of doing this is, Jason, what juicer should I get and what blender should I get? Unfortunately, even today, it is not an easy question to answer. Why? Because it depends on your personal needs and desires. There are the fast juicer, the most common, or centrifugal. Low induction juicers, they're not as fast as a fast juicer. They're not as slow as a slow juicer. Or you've got the slow juicer, cold press, or masticating. So really what you're weighing up is speed versus quality. You don't really tend to get the two combined. You're either going fast juicing, really, and you're compromising on the quality because some of the heat friction at 15,000 revs per minute, or you've got the slow juicers, which I've got one here. This is a retro slow juicer going on here. It's one that I use a great deal of the time now because quality of juice is important. But I didn't use slow juicers for a long time because you couldn't fit a whole apple in, but now you can. There's a wide funnel on this bad boy, which means you can fit a whole apple in and still get the quality of slow juicing. We now have upright masticating juicers. This is why it's changing all the time. This is 21st century juicing. Things have moved on. I'm really into cold press juicing because the lower the heat friction, the better quality juice. And if you're only going to make one a day, if you're not on a particular program and you bought organic produce, you don't want to waste any. So you want the pulp to be bone dry, and cold press juicing, masticating, that's where it's at. This is a retro. I particularly like this one, not because it necessarily produces better juice than some of the other cold press juicers, but it looks so cool. In fact, their strapline is "Juicing's just got cool." And this is a blender, not to be confused with a juicer. In fact, even today, a lot of people don't understand the difference. This type of blender has been around since the 70s. People think it's new, but it isn't. It's been around since the 70s, and it's very convenient because it comes kind of like with its own jug. But it is a blender, it's not a juicer. There was an advert that came out not that long ago actually that was saying, it's not a juicer, it's not a blender, it is a blender. I want to be clear, this is a blender. The difference between a juicer and a blender, very simple. A juicer extracts the juice contained within the fibers of the fruits and vegetables. Extracts the juice. Fibers go elsewhere, and you're literally having that rapid nutrition going into the bloodstream. I only use my blender for things like berries, for things like avocados that don't really juice that well, or bananas. So that's the difference, but you need both. For as far as I'm concerned, you need both. I'm not a big fan of just blends. There's a lot of blends. People say, oh, I've got a blend. It's like a juicer, I just blend. The problem is there's too much for me, too much insoluble fiber going in, so that's why I use a juicer a lot. But again, it depends on your needs. So what are you going to do? You're going to go for fast, you're going to go for slow, you're going to go for low induction, which is somewhere in between, which is what the fusion juicer was. But remember, the key thing is, does it look great in your kitchen? Are you going to keep it out? Are you personally going to use it, and does it produce a decent quality juice? If the answer is yes to all those questions, that is the best juicer for you. Remember though that the juicer revolution is always changing, and what was brand new today, 21st century juicing, may be old hat literally by tomorrow. Like the mobile phone, technology is ever changing, so always check out the website and see what is new on the juicing block.